All right, check this thing out. This is the Wilco Hitchgate offset tire carrier. This is a spare tire carrier that goes in your receiver hitch, and it is designed to carry up to a 40-inch spare. I run 42s and 43s on this truck and also a camper. So this happens to be one of the few solutions that allows me to carry almost a full-size spare. So I carry a 40 on it. This thing has all sorts of reviews online. Some people hate it, some people love it. There are definitely some valid concerns. So I did some research and found out what people hate about it and decided to go ahead and get one and fix those issues with a couple of workarounds that have proven to be very effective. So problem number one, the thing comes loose inside my receiver hitch. Yeah, it does come loose after a while in your receiver hitch if you're carrying a big ass tire on it and you're only using the wedge lock mechanism. So the wedge lock mechanism is basically a wedge that goes inside your receiver. You can kind of see the bolt right here in the lower hole. And when you tighten the bolt, it pulls the wedge against the inside of your receiver and puts vertical tension on it. And that's supposed to keep this thing from coming loose with up to a 40-inch tire, which I will have to say that is definitely not adequate. So what I did here is I simply ran a big bolt through the hole that the hitch pin normally goes into. And on the back side, which is inside the receiver, not the opposite side of the receiver, but inside the receiver, I ran a big fender washer and a big nylock nut so that after I tightened down the wedge lock and put the vertical tension on it, I then crank this bolt down nice and tight, and that pulls the whole hitchgate unit against the side of the receiver. So I've got vertical tension on it, and I've also got horizontal tension on it. So the combination of this bolt and the wedge have definitely done the job. I've ran this thing up the mountain a couple times, washboard roads, bumps, and I can promise you that that is not coming loose. So that is the solution for that problem. Just simply run a big fat bolt through there with a big fat washer and a nylock and crank that thing down after you tighten the wedge, and you should not have any issues with this thing coming loose. Problem number two is this thing rattles. Absolutely it rattles, and that sucks. So as you can see, I've added a latch. Typically all you have is this pin that runs through a bushing that secures the whole swing arm into the frame of the tire carrier. That's definitely not adequate. So check this out. If I unlatch this thing, this is normally all that holds everything together is this pin right here. So it's definitely not going to come off, or actually I shouldn't say that. I think somebody did have it come out once, but it's not going to allow this swing arm to open if the pin doesn't come out. All right, but listen to this crap. That sucks. That's super annoying. That would drive me absolutely insane if I had to put up with that. So all I did is order a latch from Rough Stuff Specialties. This is a quality tire carrier latch that you can get from Rough Stuff or any other fabrication parts provider, and just rig it up. I did have to modify this a little bit. I had to take a little piece of angle iron and I welded it so that I could make a nice 90-degree turn because there's a little bit of an offset with this mechanism. So anyway, check this out. Put the latch on it, set your preload, bam, tight. And that's not coming loose. That's like a cam mechanism. So crank that thing tight and that's good to go. So now I'm going to push against it, doing the same exact thing as I was before. There's a very slight amount of flex just from the flex in the carrier, but there's absolutely no movement in this bushing, and this thing is solid. So also you'll notice the pin gets super tight because it's got tension on it now, and that keeps it from rattling. So that will definitely fix your rattling situation. and is very easy, and it works fantastic. So there's your fix number 2 for the rattling, fix number 1 for the wedge lock. And if you do those 2 things, I'm convinced that you will absolutely love this tire carrier with even a 40-inch tire on it. So I hope this helps you guys. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.